And good afternoon, everyone. We welcome you back in to the South Point Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada for Game 13 of 17 at the 2025 and 15th D3 Hoops Classic. Our second women's game of the day will feature the Bridgewater State University Bears after a heartbreaking loss against Whittier in their first game of the tournament, taking on a Redlands Bulldogs team that set an all-time tournament record for fewest points allowed after they knocked off Wesleyan 64-31 yesterday. I'm Ira Thor, joined alongside Dave McHugh. And for Redlands, how do you come out for a second act after a 31-point trouncing?
Well, you have to, because if you're going to let up against a Bridgewater team that's pissed off, having given up a 20-point lead to Whitewater and lost, or Whittier and lost in overtime, you're going to take a bad loss going into conference play. So no, if you're Redlands, you better be on point today.
Well, both teams come in with opposite records. Redlands now 7-1 on the year, certainly an impressive start for them, as last year they were 13-13 and finished fifth in the SCIAC at 8-8 overall. Bridgewater State now 1-7. They've lost 7 in a row. This is a team that last year was 19-7, 9-1 in the MASCAC, won the conference title, and advanced to the NCAA tournament before they fell to Carnegie Mellon in the opening round. Take a look at the starting lineups for both schools. Who do you want to go with first, Dave?
Always the away team, sir. It's always the same order.
Well, then we're going to be going here with Redlands.
Exactly.
Our visiting team in game number 13 of 17. And for the Bulldogs, it'll be Tegan McElroy, 5'6" freshman out of Phoenix, Arizona. She wears number 3. Andrea Perkins, sophomore forward from Seal Beach, California, wears number 11. Layla Hassan is a 5'6" senior point guard, had a double-double, near triple-double in the victory yesterday. She's out of Seattle, Washington, wearing number 20. Rest of the lineup, Colby Zorich, 5'10" senior forward out of Woodinville, Washington, wearing number 32. And A.J. Wick had a double-double in the win over Wesleyan. She's a 6'1" junior from right next door in Henderson, Nevada, a built-in cheering section for her and the Bulldogs. For Bridgewater State, they counter with a lineup of number 20, Haley Burchard. She's a 5'3" senior guard out of Schenectady, New York. Reese Bartlett, a 5'9" sophomore guard out of Norwood, Massachusetts. She wears number 21. In the middle is 6'3" freshman Emily Vonder Linden. She is out of Sanbornville, New Hampshire. Sophie Bradbury is a 5'8" junior guard out of East Bridgewater, Mass. She wears number 23. And rounding out the lineup, Bridget O'Sullivan Van Etten, sophomore forwards, 5'7", out of Cumberland, Rhode Island. She wears number 32. Dave, you saw these teams in yesterday's action. For Redlands defensively, what really stood out for you? Was it their ability to cause turnovers?
Well, they're just fundamental. And Rich Murphy's always had a fundamental team, and there's no difference about it today or this year. Smart ball play. They take advantage of opportunities when they're presented them. They don't overcommit. They play as a unit. They're just fundamental, plain and simple, fundamental. And they'll be playing a team that's got some size, but Bridgewater, again, I'm more interested in how they respond. 20-point lead with 3 minutes to play in the third quarter against Whittier. Game goes to overtime, and they lose the game. They were gassed by the end of that fourth quarter. I'm curious how they will play this game, if they're going to come in ticked off, if they come in with any energy, and if they can play the full 40.
I think that's a great perspective here as Bridgewater State wins the tip. That's a lot easier to do when your center is 6'3" and Emily von der Linden. Point guard, it will be Burchard for Bridgewater. Out of the MASCAC. Surprising start at 1-7 overall, but they are a team that you expect once again the league play will have success.
I think they're a team, well, until about midway through the fourth quarter yesterday, I thought they were a team that can win the MASCAC. I'm a little concerned. I want to see how they play the rest of this one. They're going to be in the mix in the MASCAC for sure, despite their record. And obviously they're going to have to win to get into the NCAA tournament. They will win the AQ and everything's taken care of and hunky-dory. But
And that shot is out of bounds. Burchard off the side of the basket. The foul a moment ago was on Hassan. We know the Mascak is a one-bid league in most years.
Yeah, it's good. They usually have good teams at the top that you got to watch out for. A type of team that can spring an upset and maybe pop into the second weekend if you're not careful.
They kick it to the left, and Hassan with the jumper. Nice feed by Zoric to find her. Deep down court and not able to handle the full court pass. That is Bradbury. Good look there by the Bears, trying to catch Redlands in transition.
Yeah, I think Redlands is going to occasionally force them into some bad choices, and that was an example of that.
Three-pointer from the corner is no good by McElroy. They do a good job of using Zoric in the middle to go inside out, as they use her as a distribution point. Another three this time by Hassan, nails it.
That's the other thing about Redlands. They're a very good outside shooting team. They come in averaging 31%, which is 77th in the nation. They limit their opponents to 17% beyond the arc. That is the best in Division III coming into this event.
And we'll see if Bridgewater is able to crack anything from outside to change that today.
Bridgewater, not an okay three-point shooting team, 32% on average.
Pull-up jumper from the baseline, no good. And a rebound here by A.J. Wick.
Early on, this is being played at Redlands style.
And drilling another three is Andrea Perkins this time. Back-to-back triples on back-to-back trips down the floor, and the Bulldogs out to a quick 8-0 lead.
Yeah, Bridget Casey immediately calls timeout, frustrated with her team at what she's seeing. First off, giving up the shots outside the arc. There isn't much sliding defense. They get into the way. And on the offensive end, they haven't had any good looks. Redlands dictated things on that end of the floor with their defense. And so burn a timeout early. You don't want this hole to get any deeper. You don't want to see what happened to Hassan. Got down a 25-0 hole against Smith back in New England. You don't want that kind of result early on in a game that essentially is a must-win in terms of having some momentum against a team that's going to be really tough to beat. I would argue a team that probably should be having some consideration for top 25.
And that's what I was ultimately most surprised when I was looking at the teams coming in. Redlands wasn't even receiving any votes.
Well,
maybe not schedule. Top 25 team, but not receiving any votes.
Look at their schedule.
Well, maybe after the results this weekend, that will change. 8-0 early lead here for Redlands. This is a Redlands team that yesterday against Wesleyan allowed just 13 points in the first half. And then obviously 31 for the game, the lowest opponent score in D3 Hoops tournament history among the women. That pass is turned over, picked off here by McElroy. Cannot convert, but she draws the foul on the fast break. And less than 2.5 minutes into this game, Redlands has a chance to take a 10-0 lead.
Redlands played Pacific Lutheran in their opener, got an easy win. They beat then 25 Mary Hardin Baylor. Mary Hardin Baylor started 0-5 on the season, so you kind of take that, kind of remove the ranking altogether. They won by 22. They lost to George Fox 62-61. Granted, GFU will be playing for probably the leader in the clubhouse in that Northwestern Conference. Maybe Whitman challenges them. Beats Chapman easily, beat Santa Cruz easily, beat Mount St. Mary rather easily. Mount St. Mary will be battling for their conference title, and then beat Montclair. So the Montclair win,
that's a good win
is
there.
The one win I think you put some stock in, but it came after the last top 25 was put together.
And the first basket of the game belongs to von der Linden after a 10-0 lead.
So you have a win over Montclair, you have a commanding win over Wesleyan, and now you're playing Bridgewater, who's receiving votes in somebody's poll. I think the WBCA.
The step back jumper rattles out on the attempt here by Zoric.
Pretty confident it's not the D3 Hoops. No,
Yeah.
No, wrong Bridgewater. Well, maybe someone grabbed the wrong Bridgewater when putting the Redlands schedule together.
Kicked out to the left side, knocked down the jumper is von der Linden, showing some range.
Boy, I think that's what happened.
And that happens. You've seen that before with some of the Wesleyans as well. You know, somebody not paying attention when they vote and pick the wrong team.
That takes a little bit more effort.
Trinity. That pass is going to be thrown away. This will be a backcourt violation on Redlands.
Yep. I'm double checking the WBCA top 25 poll just to see if Bridgewater, because that poll can be a little bit more wonky. Yeah, it is. So Redlands, Redlands, if you're listening, you've listed Bridgewater State as receiving votes. The team that's receiving votes is Bridgewater College out of Virginia in the D3Hoops.com top 25.
Pass is picked off here by Hassan. Read that the whole time. Hassan on the fast break. Gonna leave it for her teammate Wick.
Bridgewater's making the same mistake over and over on offense. They are throwing it into areas that Redlands is baiting them into, and Redlands is getting the steal.
3-point try by Hassan won't go. It's pulled down by Bartlett. And Bridgewater, 4 points in the first 4 minutes. And Redlands doing a great job man-on-man here. And that will result in a foul. Bridgewater will go to the line.
I also think what you're going to see, I'm extrapolating out. Let's just say Redlands holds Bridgewater to a ridiculously low amount of points today per the top 25 conversation. You're going to start taking it seriously that Redlands' defense is that stout. And so some of the results you saw earlier are worth noting in a different light, right?
By the way, this is Burchard's at the line. She knocks down the first.
So that could, an event like this where you see them hold Wesley in, and potentially Bridgewater. And I'm extrapolating out.
Carly Hicks checks into the game for Hassan.
Bridgewater State puts up 70 today. It doesn't change the fact that they're a good team that probably deserves to be in the top 25. What it does change, though, is just that argument is maybe for not. But if its defense continues to play like it has been, I think that becomes part of the top 25 conversation.
Well, Hicks checks into the game and immediately pays dividends as she buries the three. The 5'4" senior guard out of Portland, Oregon. Bridgewater tries to answer. That is short. And the rebound is tracked down by A.J. Wick. Wick had 10 points, all of them on the defensive side, and 13 points in the victory over Wesleyan.
Bradbury fell on that after she was blocked out.
Oh, that's another triple. Carly Hicks, back-to-back threes in the first 30 seconds she's in the game.
Previous possession, Bradbury hit the deck, looked up at the official, wondering why there wasn't a foul. I would have said it was borderline. She was allowed to land, and that's going to be a defensive call, 2 hands on against Hicks. But, you know, the argument, yeah, I think she was allowed to land. I think it was a block out where she ended up tripping over her own feet and falling, and so the official didn't call it for that reason. In the meantime, Coach Murphy not happy with the 2-hand call. I
should note that Hicks, as that three is an air ball, rebounded by Bridgewater. Hicks hit back-to-back threes. Entering the day, she was 2 of 11 from three-point range, 182 on the year. She just doubled her output in 30 seconds. Be a long jumper by Hicks. That will rattle in, a Wick, I should say, and Wick buries it. Redlands leads by a dozen.
Yeah, I like A.J. Wick. Good player, very quick shot, has a distance shot, which makes you, as a defender, have to come out and guard her 17 feet from the basket.
Partially blocked by Redlands. Rebound comes to McElroy. McElroy up court, looks for the touchdown pass, but not able to score is Zorich. Under pressure late from Bridgewater.
Bridgewater is struggling against this Redlands defense. A lot of help. You saw A.J. Wick there.
Yeah, Wick swats it away. McElroy up the floor, and this time, no, not able to convert again.
2 layups, yeah.
Zorich blowing back-to-back, and a little frustration there.
And a frustration foul on the Bears. Oh, no, sorry, that's on Wick. You're right.
Bridgewater goes to the bench. And they will bring in number 13, Savannah Azoff. She's a 5'5" freshman out of Sandwich, Massachusetts. Also on the floor for the first time is Mairead Gallagher, 5'10", swing player, senior out of Bridgewater, Mass.
As good as Bridget O'Sullivan Van Etten is for Bridgewater State, and for the record, the only thing you take off when saying her name, just last name, is the Bridget part. O'Sullivan Van Etten is her last name. The Cumberland, Rhode Island native, the only issue is that layup misses.
That is an issue right there, as Gallagher can't convert.
I'm already noticed she's tired. And so if that means Bridgewater can't go up with pace, that's going to be a problem later in the season, because Teams are going to see that, and they're going to push the pace on them in the MASCAC.
Hicks had all the time in the world in that 3, could not convert, and then down the floor, Bridgewater throws it away for another turnover.
Gallagher was safe, though, on the slide across the baseline.
35 turnovers on Bridgewater. Redlands just 1. That was the backcourt violation. They lead by a dozen as we approach the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter. Dave McHugh and I'm Ira Thor, along with Gordon Mann and Pat Coleman and Ryan Coleman out here in Las Vegas. That is an offensive foul for the illegal
screen.
Right
call. Wick barreled her over.
Redlands will go to the bench, and we will see number 25, Olivia McIntyre, for the first time. 5'10" freshman guard out of Spokane, Washington. Redlands doing a really good job of recruiting up and down the West Coast.
Oh, as they do. Sorry, I got the wrong foul count on our sheet, or on our tote board. We'll fix it there. BSU's already into the bonus here.
Azoff got caught, just throws it up. That's back iron, no good. Rebounded here by Hicks. Redlands wants to run.
Oh, they will.
2-on-2, and the layup is good on the fast break by McIntyre.
Yeah, Wesleyan didn't want to run either.
McIntyre had 5 points, 4 boards in the victory yesterday. 20-6. Redlands with a convincing lead, maybe in the day where they set another defensive record, as that is a 3-second call here that's on Vonderlinden. Of course, the Redlands men yesterday set an all-time record as well, but on the other side, as they scored 102 points in honestly an entertaining game with Central. I think Central High was pretty darn good themselves.
Not Central.
What did I say?
Central played Oxy in the last game.
(20-6) is the score. Until that's a 3.
That's a good 3 for Bridgewater.
As
maybe that
Lily Bingman,
kind of wake them up a little.
Bartlett knocks it down.
I'm double checking your schedule just for you because I'm losing my own mind, but I know Central and Oxy played each other.
It was Milwaukee School of Engineering, MSOE.
A lot of red here
yeah,
this year.
It was the other Raiders.
Yep.
Still,
but a lot
102 in that game. 102-82. MSOE actually showed us something in that game that they're going to be a difficult team.
I think they'll be good. Hey, we'll see how that loss translates. But I think they're going to be pretty tough to beat in the conference.
1 minute to go. That is blocked down. Big block here by McElroy, but Bridgewater with the follow and the putback.
Yeah, good cleanup there.
After the missed layup, now 22-11. Jumper will rattle in. And that basket is good by Perkins, her first time scoring this one.
Redlands is happy to go up tempo and keep the pace.
By
Bridgewater has to slow it down.
The cleanup before was by Vonderlinden, and they need to see more of her size. Use it inside. Setting screen, she just did there. 3-point shot, no good.
That shot was taken, though, before she could get in position to rebound.
It's fired by Bartlett. 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. There's McElroy with it. McElroy wants to drive. McElroy kicks it to the corner. 3-point drive by McIntyre is short. Bridgewater will come up with it. 7 to shoot. Redlands pressuring up the court. Does not want to give up a final shot. And this will be heaved up at the buzzer, and that won't go as Azoff cannot convert. And Bridgewater finds themselves in a 13-point hole. 24-11 here in the first quarter as Redlands shot 9 of 18 in the first 10 minutes. Take a break. We'll come back for second quarter action here in Vegas. 24-11, Redlands on top.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
Welcome back as we get ready for second quarter action. Redlands in firm control right now on Bridgewater State, 24-11. Redlands shooting 50% from the floor at 9 of 18, 4 of 9 from beyond the arc at 44%. Compare that to Bridgewater, who is 4 of 14 from the floor at 28.6% and 1 of 3 from beyond the arc. I'm Dave McHugh, Ira Thor alongside. No, I don't have to turn your mic on.
Muted me.
Yep. Well, you were doing other things.
24-11 Redlands on top. Defensively, 29% for Bridgewater in the first 10 minutes, as that is a little bit of a little sky ball there, but he nicely slides through as Redlands takes a 15-point lead. Won by 33. 33 was the final margin against Wesleyan.
Our largest lead of the game, by the way, at 15.
And I think at this point, from what we've seen, it's just going to continue to grow. As Bridgewater does not seem to be able to find anything consistently.
Well, the problem is Bridgewater needs to slow Redlands down offensively. An illegal screen called on that play, and it was.
That won't help.
She looking away in disbelief as Azoff, but she's moving when setting the screen. It's a pretty easy call. But you've got to slow Redlands down, especially in transition offense. If you can't slow them down, and Azoff left her feet for some reason, then you've got you're going to be an up-tempo game. The only time you can slow it down is when you go on offense, and you can't afford to do that because you're going to be trading 2 shots for 1.
The tie-up. Arrow will go to Bridgewater.
If you're trading 2 shots for 1, you're never going to win the game. You're never going to get back in the game. So the real challenge is BSU slowing Redlands down, especially in transition offense.
And how do you do that? Because there seems to be no stopping this
You've got to
Redlands
get in
train.
front of the ball, and you've got to close off the passing lanes.
3-point try here. That is no good. And rebound goes to Redlands after the miss here by Azoff.
No one in the corner to shut down that pass.
3-point try. That no good by Hicks. Bridgewater will go the other way. Now Bridgewater in transition for the first time. And they have to slow it down as Redlands gets back and defend. A good job there. That was by Hassan. Bridgewater, can they find a way to score from the perimeter where few teams do against a Redlands team, as you said, best 3-point defense in the country? That shot just hoisted up. Didn't even hit the iron, and Redlands goes the other way. Redlands wants to run. Here's Hassan. Hassan drives, kicks it baseline. As 5 different Bulldogs touch it on that possession. That rattles out, though.
The only other way Bridgewater can slow Redlands down is Redlands cools themselves off.
Which is possible. They've seen some shots that were falling in the first 5 minutes. Now, not. So 15-point healthy lead. Nice pass down low, looking for their lone big on the floor, but could not convert there was von der Linden. And Redlands, again, no stop to this train. They keep going, nearly a dragging at foot. And the missed layup, and Zorich has had an issue there today, Dave. That's the 3rd missed layup.
I thought that was Hassan that time.
Nice pass down low, and drawing the foul here will be Van Etten. Yeah, Hassan had the pass down low, and Zorich couldn't convert. Both teams will sub here for Bridgewater. They will bring in number 14. This is Chloe Azoff, the second of the 2 Azoffs, the older sister. And Gallagher also back in the game at the line here.
Redlands not gone 2:08 here without scoring.
This is Van Etten at the line, missed the first. Very small sample size on the year. So 2:08 drought, otherwise this 14-point lead, now 13 could be much worse.
Yep. And a low full court press here from Bridgewater. I like that. I like the look of this. Helps slow Redlands down a bit. certainly eats up the clock, but look, now you got to trap in midcourt.
And I was going to say, out of bounds,
Yep.
last touch by Redlands, so the trap did work.
Yep, no, it was a great job by the Bears.
Question is, how long are they going to be able to keep that up without
I
having to cycle in and out subs?
Well, I think you also got to throw in some wrinkles, because Redlands is going to figure it out, and then you're going to have to start throwing some wrinkles in to get them off balance.
Gallagher couldn't handle the pass. Hands it off here. Bradbury. Bradbury wants a three. Wisely holds up there. And that's going to be a 3-second violation here on Van Etten. Thirteen-point lead. 3 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Nice backdoor pass. As McElroy finds Zorich, she will shoot. The scoring drought now 3 minutes. 2:59 here for Redlands as they head to the stripe.
Both teams with 2 fouls so far in this quarter.
Zorich, a 71% free throw shooter on the season.
Yeah, Redlands is a very good free throw shooting team.
She knocks down the first. Redlands on the year, 79%. Opponent shooting just 667 from the line.
79% is 5th best in D3 coming in.
Zorich, 9 points, 3 rebounds a game in her average. She drills both. And Redlands having success from the line. And they'll go to the bench.
That brings that scoring drought to a close.
Perkins will return here for Zorich.
But Redlands hasn't hit a field goal in 3 minutes.
And Bridgewater led Whittier by 20 in the third quarter and have struggled offensively ever since. That's a long three. That is going to be short. I mean, air ball bouncing out of bounds, and it'll be Bulldog basketball.
I'm not sure if that is the normal range for Bradbury or not, but she seemed rushed as the defense came out to meet her. So she seemed to not, either didn't get the look she wanted or she was forced into a shot that was too deep.
Patient Redlands team here. Driving inside and drawing the foul here will be McElroy, who has been absolutely lights out from the line this year. She made her first 2 earlier in the game. And on the season, I mean, shooting 94% from the line.
And going to the line, McElroy, a Phoenix, Arizona native. 94%, Ira.
She's now 18 of 19 at the line this season.
And while they're not hitting field goals, they are hitting free throws.
As they will go to the bench and into the contest for the first time, Alex Facello. She's a 5'3" sophomore out of San Jose, California. She'll give Hicks a break.
She played well yesterday against Wesleyan.
2 teams have combined for 10 of 10 from the line, so that's something positive to look at. A right-handed layup, no good, right into the hands of McElroy. And Redlands working on their largest lead, and we'll try to build upon that, up 17. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Taking it left side, 3-point try by Perkins, that well off the mark. And that'll play will be Bear basketball.
Bridgewater's getting looks, they just haven't been able to fall, and Redlands is struggling as well as we approach 4 minutes or more without a field goal from the Bulldogs, which is somewhat surprising considering how they started in this game.
Bridgewater is 1 of 5 from 3-point range in the game. Driving baseline. See if they can end it here. That is short. Another air ball, but I think that was partially blocked.
Yeah.
Yes. And why not another try? And a bury, as that one is good.
There's a foul.
However,
and a rebound.
Let's see if they count the basket.
Oh, they will. The whistle definitely came after the shot.
The 3-pointer by Emily Quinn, who's now in the game. Quinn, first time out there today, 5'4" junior out of Lancaster, Mass.
The foul was definitely on in the paint.
Our officials for today's
shot
game.
Should count.
Vince Krostasic, Bryce Melmcon, and Wilson Everett. The 3 does count.
foul on Vanderlinden.
That was away from the shot.
Yeah, after the ball was released, a foul inside. So Bridgewater picks up foul number 4, which puts Redlands on the free throw line the rest of the quarter. Nice steal. This pressure is actually giving Redlands a bit of some trouble, and it's slowing them down. And if the Bears could convert on a few more shots, this would not be a 15-point game. This pressure doing its job.
And you talked about how Bridgewater would have success in this game. It would be slowing down this Redlands up-tempo offense. And starting to see some remnants of success there. 3-point try. It's off the mark by Fasella. Rebounded here by Vanderlinden, tallest player on the floor for either team. The Euro step to the rim, and Emily Quinn has come off the bench to provide 5 quick points.
Redlands now has gone nearly 5 minutes without a made field goal. 0 for their last 5. In the meantime, Bridgewater is starting to find their range.
Can't end it there as the shot by Fasella is off the mark. Bridgewater wants to run again.
Just execute the offense now.
There's Gallagher with it. Gallagher driving. Gallagher with the underhanded scoop. And the putback no by Van Etten. She's fouled.
That's interesting. As Gallagher drove, she was actually being told by her teammate, Emily Quinn, to get out of the corner because help defense was sitting there because Quinn couldn't go anywhere. Quinn was in the corner with her. And Quinn's like, you got to get out of here. And she didn't. She drove instead, and it sends Vanderlinden here to the line, the freshman at 6'3". You get bottle
no
service
good.
Here at the table?
We do. I mean, it's not the bottle service I normally would ask for, but I'll take water.
Curious how you get bottle service.
I'm nice to everybody. That's how it happens. Gotta be nicer, David. Second try here is good as Van Etten makes 1 out of 2. 30-19, so an 11-point lead for the Bulldogs. Redlands located just east of San Bernardino, California, just off of I-10. Not a bad drive at all. Now that is blocked by Vanderlinden. Perkins going up there.
I'm not even sure if Vanderlinden got that. I think it was her teammate coming over to help.
And jump ball arrow this time favoring Redlands. But about a 225-mile drive from Redlands to Vegas up I-15. Easy trip for Redlands and their fans as that inbounds pass goes to Olivia McIntyre, who converts.
That brings a long 0 for 7 streak to a close, where Bridgewater went 6-0 during that run. They're now 1 for their last 8 is Redlands.
And the layup here by Bridgewater as Chloe Azoff able to convert. The fact that Redlands did not have a field goal in such a span and still up by double figures.
Yep.
Very impressive.
But it's also showing that this press is working. The trick for Bridgewater is they may have to stay in it most of the rest of the game.
This will be number 22, Leah Anderson. Actually, they're over the limit, so they will shoot here.
They will shoot from the charity stripe here. 3 fouls on Redlands, 5 now on Bridgewater, 3:33 to play in the half.
Anderson has played the last 4 games after not playing at the start of the season.
I just realized I think Bridgewater has their SID here.
Senior out of Oceanside, California. There was a whistle. So this will send Anderson to the line. First free throw good. Everybody on this team can shoot foul shots. She's now 3 of 3 on the year. Very fundamentally sound Bulldog team. And she knocks down both. And the lead is 13. Redlands will go to the bench. They'll bring back in Zorich. And she'll replace Anderson. Well, Bridgewater has had more success in the first half than Wesleyan certainly had. Can't convert there. Knocked out of bounds. It remains with Bridgewater after Van Etten I should say von der Linden had it knocked out of her hands. Inbound baseline. Looking down low, that was an errant pass, and taken off with it is McElroy.
Should be an easy entry pass, and didn't make it as such.
Swing it left side, driving is McIntyre. McIntyre spins, that is blocked, and a rebound here by von der Linden.
Great help defense by von der Linden.
She's got great length at her size as well. That pass is picked off.
I don't think she saw Hawson there the whole time.
Perkins on the fast break, won't go. And Bridgewater comes up with it. Now they will have a chance in transition. And good foul there as McIntyre stops what would have been an easy fast break by Carly Cosme, who just checked into the game.
I said Hawson, I meant Perkins. Apologies.
Actually, that was Bartlett who was fouled. So this will send Bartlett to the line. Sophomore guard out of Norwood, Mass.
Now both teams in the bonus here for the final 2:43 of the half.
And for Bartlett, I believe it's just her third trip to the line this year, 3 of 3.
You might be the only person I know who emphasizes the second half of that last name. Now I'm in your head, aren't I?
I'm not even paying attention to you anymore.
You were, I saw it.
Where's that mute button for McHugh?
Now I control the production.
I could pull the plug in this whole thing.
Huh?
I mean, it is a free broadcast, so people should be appreciative of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you seen some of the prices now
Especially
with
from the
Flow?
Skyac. I'm aware. Skyac, a Flow.
That
Flow
jumper no good.
Conference, so hope
Rebound by
everybody
von
at
der
Redlands
Linden.
Hope everybody at Redlands is enjoying this free broadcast.
Might be the first time they get a free broadcast all year.
Well, they had a free one yesterday. Actually, looking at their schedule, they've had a few games out of town that have been.
That turnaround jumper is short here by Burchard and a rebound by Redlands. Again, I don't love the model. I understand why it's become necessary. As that three-point try off the mark, right into the waiting hands of Perkins after the miss by Fasello.
I wouldn't use the word necessary. I would say
Tipped right back here to Zorge. Third try, they knock it down.
Third time's a charm. I would use the term tempting.
I would say that in this day and age, schools are looking for every revenue model they can find. Is it the right one, though? And that's a
selling
debate.
Themselves short because that is one student athlete.
The three-point try, no good here by Bartlett.
Maybe 2.
Redlands wants to run, and they'll have to hold up here. Perkins gives it to McIntyre, who draws. Is this an offensive foul? It is.
No, certainly.
That'd
Great
be
defense on that play.
That'd be a great debate for a future Hoopsville show for sure.
Nope.
The pros and cons.
No, we've tried. It doesn't turn into a debate. People get too entrenched and will not. I've had great off-air conversations, but those individuals don't want to bring them on air. Put it that way.
Avery Shiring into the game for the first time, number 31. She's a 5'9" junior out of Yorba Linda, California for Redlands.
By the way, there's also an element of, I don't know the right terminology, but anybody with flow is basically been told not to ever doubt publicly. So you can't have a fair conversation about it.
Bridgewater went to the bench, by the way, for the first time is Shania Gardner, a 5'6" sophomore guard, number 12 out of Brockport, Mass.
For a second there, I thought you said went to the bench for the first time. I'm like, wait, what? Oh, you're.
For that player,
I finally figured it out. Yeah, my brain just
stay with the program.
On that
Did you
one.
get any sleep last night?
No, not as much as I needed.
Here's Perkins at the line. Under a minute to go
slightest.
here in the first half. Dave will take a nap at halftime. We'll get him a pillow and
I'm gonna go walk. I need some steps.
get you a pillow and a blankie.
Nah, I won't wake up.
Second try here by Perkins to try to push the lead to 16, and Redlands from the line.
This has not been a great Redlands second quarter, but they're extending the lead.
They're 10 of 10 from the line, and they're not turning the ball over. Just 5 turnovers in the first half.
They are 0 for their last 4. No field goals in 2:46. I'm sorry, that is Bridgewater now. I'm trying to find my quarter stats. Apologies.
Gardner trying to contribute off the bench here. And last touch here by Redlands. It'll remain Bear basketball. Bears and the Bulldogs.
Here we go. So 3 of 15 is Redlands for the quarter. 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. They were 4 of 9 beyond the arc in the first quarter.
33 seconds left in the first half. Nowhere to go here. They hand it off to Azoff. Azoff inside. Partially blocked by Redlands. Coming up with it is Yves Boudreau, who's now in the game, number 15 for the first time.
And a player control foul.
And this will be on Bridgewater. It'll be Redlands basketball with 22 seconds left here in the first half.
Felt like that initial drive should have been called a jump ball on the tie-up. But the officials saw it differently.
So McElroy will bring it up. She's got 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Kicks it left side. Three-pointer by Perkins won't go. Scramble forward. Should be a tie-up on the floor. And the arrow to Bridgewater with 4.4 to go. And this will be Gardner inbound. Bridgewater might have time for a final heave.
Not the foul call,
A foul is called, and probably one that Redlands would like to have back.
That was a good call, too. Good force of the issue. Redlands playing a little too tight. It'll be 3 with no time on the clock. Coach Murphy wants an offensive foul. I don't necessarily agree with that. I thought that was a tremendous attempt, and the defender was playing way too close.
This will be Chloe Azoff at the line.
Well, they are going to put 0.3 of a second on the clock. I don't love that. I was fine with it being zeros, but there seems to be a push with officiating to have time on the clock for free throws now.
This will be Azoff's first trip to the line this year. She forced the issue on a heave, and she knocks down the first. I don't know what you're thinking there, trying to challenge a shot when you're up by 16 points.
Right. I mean, let her have it. Go ahead and let her have the big shot.
If it was open 3, all right, maybe there you challenge, but
Yeah,
basically a half-court heave.
Not a running 3.
Yeah.
That doesn't even go in the stat sheet if she misses.
Well, it shouldn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Depends who's doing the stats. As that one rims out, and we will go to the half, the first ever meeting between Redlands and Bridgewater State out here in the desert, where the Bulldogs lead 38-24. Dave, your first half impressions?
I liked Bridgewater's adjustments, going to the full court press, slowing things down, not allowing Redlands to go out and play at their tempo. That caused problems for Redlands. We saw it with their shooting in the second quarter. They weren't as solid. It allowed Bridgewater to stay in this game, 14 points versus it being 20-25 at this point, and this game being over. So, tale of 2 quarters. Redlands controlled much of that first quarter and beginning of the second quarter. Bridgewater State finally kind of figured out, you know what, let's slow them down with a full court press, see how it works. It worked. They stuck with it, and here we are at 14.
Redlands shot just 35% in the first half, but they held Bridgewater to 24% shooting, 7 of 29. And they have themselves a 14-point lead as they will try to improve to 4-0 all-time out here at the D3 Hoops Classic. We'll take a break, and when we come back in about 12 minutes for second half action here in Las Vegas.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. And you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
It's not about yourself, it's about your team.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
I chose Cedar Crest because it's nationally ranked for its forensic science program. And then I also chose Cedar Crest because I could come here and play sports. I could be a basketball player and then I could be a student athlete, and my teachers would understand that.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual. The end result in my mind is you just become a very well-rounded person.
I know sports is important, but having the academic part along with it is a big plus.
There's more to them than being a student athlete. They're a club president, they're a student in the classroom, so it's a well-rounded experience.
Division III school was the best opportunity for me to have both the highest academic challenges and some of the very highest athletic challenges too.
So that's why D3 athletics is so great. It gives you the opportunity to get involved in so many different things and be able to still do all those things.
D3 school, there's a lot of time for other opportunities. During soccer season, the coaches, they expect a lot of you during soccer, but after soccer, that's your own personal time. It's your time to go explore different things and really find out who you are and other opportunities that you can pursue.
Division III in athletics, affords students the opportunity not only to participate in intercollegiate athletics at a competitive level, but also gives them the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport and outside of the academics on the campus.
I wanted to be really balanced. I wanted to be focused on academics and athletics and be able to do other things that I wanted to do. And I knew Division III would be able to not only let me do that, but support me in that.
You have more time for your extracurricular activities outside of school, whether it's not academics, spending time with your family, your friends, and those are things that are important to me in a college experience.
Being a Division III athlete and developing my leadership skills has definitely put my name out there and helped me get more recognition on campus, but more recognition nationwide. I did win the Jostens Trophy, which is based on leadership, academics, and then how well you do on the court.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
Division III schools offer academic scholarships instead of athletic scholarships. This really puts the focus that the student athlete needs to maintain that GPA.
I got the presidential scholarship from Case Western, which was huge for me.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school, and I carried that for my first 2 or 3 years.
I did receive academic scholarships my freshman year, and then every single year I get a little bit more because of my academics. Just being involved on campus, being an athlete, and then being a leader in so many different clubs. All those things combined kind of get me recognized.
Don't pass up a Division III school if you have the opportunity. Division III offers many experiences.
I would definitely choose Division III school because you can develop your leadership skills. I mean, basketball and academics are so important here, but you can also develop like who you are as a person.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
I had numerous family members who've been taken away from heart disease and stroke. That drove me to pursue knowledge about health and well-being. Playing college football gave me an opportunity to get myself into college.
Goes to Parks. He's in the end zone.
That's when I decided that I want to go into personal trainer. I felt I would have a great opportunity to share my knowledge about well-being within Detroit. I hope to reach as many people as I can.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
They are challenged in ways we cannot imagine. They are survivors who test themselves harder and with greater joy than we will ever know.
Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn, as we all do, that in giving we receive so much more in return.
Sport ennobles us. And in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
I injured my shoulder when I was practicing platform diving. It was a blessing in disguise. When I went to physical therapy, I realized this is something I want to do. That's when I changed my major to physical therapy. I want to inspire people to do whatever they love doing. I'm fortunate to have Cliff as my coach. He made me believe that I can get back into diving after my injury to prove that nothing can stop me from chasing my dreams.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Welcome back to South Point Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, where Redlands are commanding 14-point lead, 38-24 at the half. One more women's game that will follow. That's tentatively scheduled for 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern, and that will be the 2 teams that played these 2 teams yesterday. That'll be Wesleyan taking on Whittier as Cardinals take on the Poets. Take a look at the halftime stats in this one, and Dave, Redlands just executed, even with the about 5-minute drought that they had offensively. They just executed everything that they had to do to keep Bridgewater off the board in this game. And
well, Bridgewater's actually chipped into it. If you look at the shooting percentage between second and first quarters, Redlands went from 9 of 18 to the floor to 3 of 16 in the second quarter. So, yeah, they're shooting better at 12 of 34, but they were 0 for 6 from beyond the arc in that second quarter. And they're getting out-rebounded by Bridgewater now. That slow-down pressure defense really kind of made a difference. And if you're Redlands, you got to figure out either how to force them out of that pressure or start shooting through it and caring for the ball. I'll be curious what happens here to start the second half. A, if Bridgewater brings it out and utilizes it again, and B, how Redlands capitalizes and tries to adjust.
Redlands was a perfect 10 of 10 from the line in the first half. They forced 11 turnovers, had a 7-0 advantage in points off those giveaways. And probably the most impressive part, 12 made baskets, 11 assists.
Something was up with the shot clock, apparently.
Wasn't ready to go, but here we are. Yeah, 11 assists on 12 made baskets. It shows how well this team works together. As we are off here in half number 2.
Off we go.
And Hassan back in the game. Dave had a nice nap at halftime, so he's all good to go as well.
Nope.
And that jumper is short by Wick.
I think he got touched again.
I think von der Linden had her 6'3", hands in her face, up the court. Good give and go there. As Zorich, who's had difficulty scoring inside, able to convert.
Nope.
And Zorich now
that was not Zorich.
It was Zorich.
It was O'Sullivan Van Etten. Remember, Bridgewater's going this way now.
38-26 your score. I hate when McHugh is right. And inside that bucket by Burchart.
Within 10, quick.
Yeah, that happened very suddenly. And if you're Bridgewater, what are you talking about to have to try to cut into this deficit?
It's about that got behind. Great drive by Wick that time. And it forced von der Linden onto her hip, and that's a bad position defensively. Assistant coaches don't like to call, but she was in a horrible position defensively against Wick.
So that'll send Wick to the line, the Henderson, Nevada native. Nearly an 87% free throw shooter on the year.
It's a broken record, but it's the same record. Bridgewater State needs to stick with this, what's working here with the pressure. Redlands is clearly not comfortable with it, which I find fascinating.
Wick makes both. So she's now 22 of 25 at the line in the year. She's the only player on the team averaging in double figures on the year, 14.5 points. That's because Hassan is at 9.9. See if that changes today. The drive, that runner off the window by Bradbury won't go. Pulled down here by Tegan McElroy. What a fine first half with ball distribution.
I was pretty convinced Redlands has seen pressure defense before, so I'm a little surprised that they are struggling against it.
This time, Zorich does fire it up. That will not go. That is short. 8-point deficit. 12-point deficit. Bridgewater trying to potentially cut this to single digits.
We got to within 10 a moment ago.
Pass down low, and the little lob pass is good as von der Linden scores off the O'Sullivan Van Etten feed.
I was going to say that was about to not be all that smart a play because you're bringing the defender in with you to make it a double team, but von der Linden with a very nice jumper. Well, von der Linden, see, she's got one bad habit. When she's in transition, instead of keeping her arms straight up, she's trying to go for the block and she's reaching over. That's how she's going to pick up some touch fouls if she's not careful.
That'll be a 5-second call. Turnover on Bridgewater State.
Early pickup of the dribble there on the elbow, and Bridgewater could not get into an open position to help out in time.
13th turnover on Bridgewater. Redlands has committed just 5.
Yeah, the pressure defense the Bears are utilizing is not necessarily turning the ball over. It's just forcing Redlands into an uncomfortable position, and they didn't shoot well in the second quarter as a result.
McElroy wisely pulls up there with the 6'3" hand in her face. Hassan spins. Hassan, the jumper in the lane, banks it in.
Nice job by Hassan. She's maybe going to be a little bit of a factor. Remember, she was her hot hand in the first quarter that helped Redlands jump out to the lead that they got.
Hassan now is 7 points on 3 of 4 shooting. She's only played 10 minutes. The runner off the glass, that is good. As Bradbury converts, and deficit back to 12.
Yeah, Bears are staying within arm's length here. Great drive by
Wick, and that is swatted away.
Von der Linden got away with that one.
Up the court in transition, and a good job by McElroy reaching in. I believe she was going up for the shot, so you can credit the block. And it'll be Redlands basketball, or Bridgewater basketball out of bounds.
Von der Linden swatted at that one and got the clean block. She's going to come out here for some reason. She's favoring her right hand.
Yeah,
she's
got
a bleeder.
Trainer. I think you're right. I believe it's blood. And into the game here is
Gallagher.
Marae Gallagher, number 24.
Definitely a difference there. Gallagher at 5'10", and doesn't even look 5'10", to be honest with you.
Going up, that's blocked by Perkins. Perkins on the run. Perkins gives to McElroy. She wants 3. That won't go.
She does not get 3.
And I believe out of bounds, last touch by the Bears.
I'm wondering what Redlands is in their last in terms of 3-point shooting.
They're now 4 of 16 overall for the game. That's 25%. But they're not going to stop. They find the open shot, they're going to look.
But they were 4 of 9 in the first half, so they're at least missed their last 7, but I think they missed more than that in a row.
And that one is out of play. It'll be Bridgewater basketball down a dozen. Redlands has led by as much as 17. Bridgewater with the 3. That's an air ball. And a rebound here by the local product, A.J. Wick. McElroy brings it up. McElroy down low. Hassan! What a feed as she converts. And that pass is then picked off by Perkins.
Bridgewater's back to that first quarter play.
McElroy driving the baseline. McElroy, the short jumper is good.
Bridgewater's gotten back into some bad habits, especially defensively, leaving their feet, not being fundamental, and it's allowed Redlands a little bit of a mini run here to get back up by 16, and timeout called by the Bears.
And you talked about leaving the feet. Good job there by McElroy, forcing with the pump fake. The Bridgewater defender to leave her feet and then had the whole baseline to penetrate and pull for about the 10-foot jumper. They may have struggled from three-point range, but they are forcing turnovers almost like candy right now. And they've been able to put pressure inside on Bridgewater. And now without their big Von der Linden in the game, the Bears are going to struggle to find that presence inside, and their outside game, not something they can depend on.
Redlands hit 4 of their first 6 from beyond the arc.
And that would mean they've missed 11 in a row.
Yeah, they've missed 11 in a row since then. The 4 of 6 got them up by 10, 16-6. Bridgewater, in the meantime, only hit 2. But that's kind of part and parcel where Redlands has cooled off a smidge.
11 in a row, and they're still up by 16. What does that say?
Yeah.
As a tough shot inside, that's O'Sullivan Van Etten converting. He's got 6 points now. Deficit is 14. Kicks it left side. Perkins wants 3. That won't go. Tipped out, and then Perkins is undercut, I believe.
Yep.
And the foul's going to be on number 24, and that's Gallagher.
Yes, sir. Gallagher slammed her hand down on the ground like she was slamming a watermelon.
Would advise against that.
Gallagher. Watermelon.
I'm not going with your
breaking
reference.
them up.
Not going with your reference there, Dave.
Oh, sir.
We're watching different shows. Jumper back rim,
I'm
no
sure
good by
Gordon
Hassan.
picked up, and Pat picked up on what I was.
What am I missing here? Not missing is the steal and the conversion by Zorich. I think we'll have to catch up on that one later, sir.
Killing me, Smalls.
That one I get. Bridgewater looking for the 3. That's no good by Chloe Azoff, who's back in the game. Redlands, nice feed the wick. And that is last touch by Redlands going up. That's Gallagher stuffing the watermelon out of bounds.
Gallagher was a comedian. All he did was destroy fruits and other things, causing a whole big mess.
Thanks for explaining that to the audience, because I've never seen that before.
You, of all people.
I'm not watching the same videos you're watching, my friend.
Apparently not.
Bounce pass left of the lane. Here's Zorich.
I was watching Gallagher when he was actually, mainstream.
He's not mainstream anymore?
No.
Down low, Zorich, the layup, no good. Again, continuing to struggle from short distance.
Zorich, normally a 50% field goal shooter, averages pretty much 10 points a game, and she is struggling today.
Got 10 today, but she's 4 of 12 from the field.
Yeah,
Layup
4 of 12,
is
exactly.
good by Bridgewater on the conversion there by number 13, Savannah Azoff. Comes off with her left leg wrapped, plays with the...
Oh, don't bring the ball down in the paint.
And this time Zorich picks it off and puts it in, and the lead back to 16.
Chloe Azoff in front of us like, what are you doing? Brought the ball down, easy steal. Oh, that should have been a travel.
Azoff gets away with it, drives, and able to convert.
Azoff, the other Azoff.
She's got 4 now.
Savannah, the younger Azoff, with the, I'm trying to describe it, basically like the spinning of the wheels before you finally get traction.
Traveling violation there on Colby Zorich.
That's what it was on the other end.
Well, Bridgewater's had way more success than the Wesleyan Cardinals did yesterday. They've already outscored. Wesleyan did, but still down 14. Redlands has had multiple opportunities to pull away, cannot do so. A nice pass down low, and converting is Van Etten. And it's back to a 12-point deficit. Bears not going away quietly. McElroy to Hassan in the lane, kicks it baseline, and a long jumper knocked down by Colby Zorich, who's got a dozen points. And she's having far more success from mid-range than close range. Azoff, the turnaround shot, no good, and the tip-out rebound by A.J. Wick. Dribbling off her own foot right to her teammate. Straightaway three here by Perkins is good. And that will end the long three-point drought.
So 13 strikes?
They had missed 12 in a row before knocking down that try. And that 17-point lead matches their largest of the game. And drawing the foul, Perkins fouling Savannah Azoff. She'll go to the line.
Yeah, the last one they hit. 4:57 left to go in the first quarter.
Hicks will come in here. Carly Hicks. They got a Wick, they got a Hicks. Perkins is out.
A couple of Azoffs. Oh, wrong team.
Samantha Azoff at the line.
Only 3 fouls called in this quarter. I want to see what happens out of this free throw.
He's off on the year. Perfect from the line. And remains that way.
See, I don't understand why the Bears aren't putting the pressure on.
He's 6-6 from the line this year.
Back off. Redlands did not like that pressure.
No, I agree with you. And you know what they say about pressure? Pressure kills, and they found their way at least
they're in a zone,
back into the game at least. That long jumper is no good. Good job boxing out, and that is Chloe Azoff who pulls it down.
But from what I saw, they've been out of the pressure, and that's how Redlands has extended the lead, if memory serves.
Chloe Azoff wants to drive,
and
the runner up the window is good as she went one-on-one with Hicks.
Yeah, may have gotten away with a little bit of a forearm shiver there. Hard to say from this angle.
Final minute of play here in the third quarter. Another 3 tryouts, an air ball. Last touched by Bridgewater, so it'll stay here, and we'll go to the bench. And into the game for the Bears will be Gallagher to replace Van Etten. Did you get the fly, David?
No, I'm 6 of 8.
6 of 8 from the line with the fly murder?
Yep. I'm 6 of 8 for swatting flies.
Those who are not aware, this arena, South Point Arena, hosts rodeo events about 46 weekends a year out of 52, as the turnaround jumper is good by A.J. Wick. So when you have rodeos, you have bulls, no bulldogs, but you have bulls, you have horses, and there's a lot of flies.
Yeah, they've got 1,200 stables. Clydesdales are housed here during the off season, which is now. First day, 2 days, we didn't really have any issues, and for whatever reason, the last 2 days, we've got a lot of flies.
After the misfire there by Bartlett.
Gotta wonder if maybe some
4 seconds here. Redlands
animals.
Try to fire it up at the buzzer. That won't go. And after 30 minutes of play, Redlands comfortably on top as they look to improve to 4-0 all-time at this tournament, as they lead by 15, 59-44. Bulldogs, 10 minutes to improve to 8-1 on the year. Let's see if they do when we return to Las Vegas for the fourth quarter.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Letting everybody hear me sing karaoke. Welcome back to the South Point Arena and Equestrian Center. Good music being played. I'm Dave McHugh, Ira Thor. The only disadvantage is the song's got to get stopped for basketball.
Love to hear a Pat Coleman, Dave McHugh karaoke tandem.
We don't need to embarrass Pat that way.
Pat loves to sing.
Whoop, I'm on the wrong camera. Sorry, folks. I know he does. That's not my point.
That's a reach-in foul here on Azoff. Samantha Azoff with the foul. It is about 55 degrees out here in Las Vegas. Just 23 degrees back in Bridgewater, Massachusetts.
Love it. Give me the Bridgewater weather.
I'll take the Redlands weather where it's about 68 right now. That's about perfect.
My relatives are in upstate New York. Got friends and family in other parts of New England. Everybody's got snow, and including 3 feet of it north of Utica. Love to see some of that.
You can always move back to Maine. That's always an
No, I
option.
can't. I don't know if you've met my family.
Long three-pointer is good as Chloe Azoff drills the 3. Bridgewater had been just 2 of 10 from long range prior to that, but you had to go a little further to get outside the Redlands pressure.
Again, no pressure from the Bears.
Here's Wick. Wick will send it. That knocked out of bounds. He was looking to the corner. I'll stay here. I mean, you can go to Maine and family can stay in Maryland.
Yeah, like I can afford 2 houses.
Have you seen this economy? Just barely
I
afford
have.
1. 8 to shoot. 59-47, still a 12-point lead. McElroy, 3 to shoot. And the shot off the window will
Not
go.
count. Not count.
I'm going to say an offensive foul. Yes, indeed, as she
It's the
dropped
right
the
call.
shoulder.
It's not even that. She just ran right into a defender who was camped out in the lane. Having a cup of coffee, checking her Instagram feed.
Well, Redlands allowing Bridgewater to hang around. Just a 12-point deficit. Remember, Bridgewater was up 20 in the third quarter yesterday and couldn't hang on. Do they have a comeback in them the other way? Samantha Azoff, nowhere to go. Good pressures defense there by Zorich. Will kick it out to her sister. Samantha, say Chloe Azoff drives, taken out of her hands. This fired down court to Zorich. Zorich on the fast break. That won't go. Gets her own rebound. McElroy with it, looking for options. He's been pass first most of the game, and an offensive foul on Wick.
Yep. Didn't set that. Was never set on that screen when she made contact.
Redlands now has 9 turnovers in the game, and 4 of those are offensive fouls.
Mm-hmm. Not being fundamental on the offensive end.
Hostile return here, as will Hicks. And Anderson also back in.
Gotta have your, listen, you gotta have your feet set, and if your teammate can't get the defender close enough to her for you to set that screen, then it's on your teammate.
The other Azoff drills a 3. This time Samantha buries it, and look at this. Back to single digits. 59-50.
I don't remember the last time it was at single digits.
Last time it was single digits is probably in the teens. And that's a reach-in foul here on von der Linden.
5:20 left to go in the first. It was 13-6, 7-point lead.
Nice pass inside. Wick cannot get it to go. Good look there by Hassan. Wick is able to draw the foul. She'll shoot free throws.
That's when it was. So do the math. Last time it was single digits was 5:20 to go. So we were midway through the first quarter.
So close to 30 minutes of action. Wick will go to the line. She's 2 of 2 today. She's got 8 points, 5 boards. And she knocks it down, and Redlands putting on a clinic at the line, 13 of 13. Bridgewater hasn't been a slouch themselves, 10 of 13 from the line. And Dave McHugh, that's another fun, man. What's your stats now? 8 of 10?
Yes.
Pretty good percentage there. This broadcasting thing doesn't work out. You could be start your own pest control company.
Just can't wait to tell the wife that.
Whatever pays the bills, my friend. 61-50.
There's a lot of truth to that.
Screen set by Bridgewater, then knocked off the leg of Zorich. It'll stay here with Bridgewater.
Backcourt, yep.
I disagree with that call. That was off of the leg of Redlands.
I don't think you can call that when it wasn't the defender's action that caused it to go in the backcourt. It was your action, that your mishandle that
She
went off
dribbled,
her knee.
Player stuck her leg out.
No, she went to turn and knocked it, couldn't hold on to the ball.
Well, knocking that one down is Anderson burying the 3, and Redlands challenge now pushes it back up to 14.
And also the official would have been indicating tip ahead of time if it was a tip.
Good defense, Redlands with the trap. Pass down low, and layup is good by Bridget O'Sullivan Van Etten. And she'll go to the line with a chance maybe for a 3-point play. The foul is on Hassan. She's now got 4. So here's Van Etten, 5'7" sophomore out of Cumberland, Rhode Island. She's got 10 points, make it 11, and the deficit is 11. So every time Redlands has a chance to pull away, the Bears have been able to cling on.
And the Bears haven't used that full court press in the second half really that much.
They've moved to his zone defense instead. Anderson with the trap baseline to Zorich. Here's Hicks with it. And now McElroy. Anderson, baseline jumper here by Zorich, won't go. Good box out. But was it because of a... Yeah, it was a hook.
Yeah, she was wrapping up behind.
And I believe the foul's going to be on Van Etten.
No.
No, they're going to call it Savannah Azoff instead.
She was wrapping behind as she was blocking out. As soon as you put your hands behind you to try and keep someone pinned behind you, you're going to get called for it.
That's how I'm going to keep you away from the buffet line.
That's fine. I don't go near the buffet line.
Jumper by Anderson, the 3 no good. Samantha Azoff pulls it down. 6:19 to go. Van Etten's adjusting her brace on her right knee.
She didn't get it. Yeah, the top part of her knee brace is undone. She's still playing on. She didn't get it adjusted in time.
Runner to the window, no good, but a foul.
Yep.
Or is it an offensive foul? What are they going to call here?
Yeah, offensive.
It is offensive foul. It is on Burchart. Haven't said her name too often today.
Camped out in the lane, having a cup of coffee, and again, checking her Instagram feed.
Oh, that is the 18th turnover here on Bridgewater, just 9 on Redlands. That's not a good combination. Impressively for Redlands in this game, 17 assists, just 9 turnovers.
10th turnover, put out of bounds.
Still a 17/10 ratio, pretty darn good. You'll take that any day of the week. And it looks like Van Etten's had enough time to adjust the knee brace. You see Ryan Coleman walking by in the blue. Taking all the photos for this year's D3 Hoops Classic. 15th year this event's been held out here. Here's Bartlett with it. Good defense by Anderson. Inside. And it's knocked away by McElroy. Remaining Bear basketball. You should have frequent flyer miles just from this event all the times you come out here, Dave, over the last 15 years.
I do. You just can't do anything with them.
The turnaround short jumper will roll in by Van Etten. And the lead down to 9 again with 5:22 to play. Anderson thought about the three. She'll drive instead. Sends it over to Wick.
This is the kind of game, though, for a top 25 voter, you're now taking some pause in. Redlands was dominating it early.
Long three won't go. Maybe not the shot they were looking for. And Bridgewater wants to run. See if they can cut it to 7 or less.
Redlands has not looked great since second quarter on. They've looked average.
They're shooting 36% in the game and just 25% from three-point range. Bartlett with it. In the lane, driving to the window for 2 is O'Sullivan Van Etten, and it's a 7-point game.
Closest it's been since that 5:07 mark in the first.
And she leads Bridgewater with 13. Anderson wants a 3 to answer. That won't go. Good box out by Wick. Wick ran into trouble and still was able to bank it in over Van Etten.
She turned right back into her, but got away with it.
Wick's got a dozen points. Lead back to 9. He's Dave McHugh. I'm Ira Thor. Midway through the fourth quarter here in game number 13 of 17 in Las Vegas. It'll be Wesleyan and Whittier coming up next, our final women's game of the weekend. The runner off the window by Azoff won't go. And Redlands doesn't see Azoff pick in her pocket and then not able to convert the transition turnover.
The amount of missed layups, especially in the women's game, is numbing to me.
Three-point by Hicks, no good, and saved, but saved to Bridgewater. It's a 3-on-2. The runner in the lane, that will not go. Who comes down with it? It is Bartlett. Three-pointer by Bartlett, short. And Redlands will send it up court and throw it away.
Yeah, Bartlett with a great job getting that one back.
Bartlett. Samantha Azoff wants 3. That won't go. What a fast-paced couple minutes here. Bridgewater finally needs to slow it down. They'll call a timeout. Be a 30-second. Whole complexion of this game would look different here if Bridgewater were able to convert a couple of these layups, Dave.
In general, I'm surprised how many missed layups there are in the women's game. I don't know why. I don't know if they've just gotten away from the fundamentals, but I see so many missed layups in the women's game. Men's game is marginally better. Don't get me wrong. There's some missed layups in the men's game too, but the women's game is plagued with it. And I don't know what it is. And there are wide open layups missed every single game I'm at.
Yeah, both teams here today have been guilty of it.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'd love to understand the nuance that causes so many issues with layups.
And it's an issue all the way down to the AAU and the high school levels. I've seen it with my daughter's teams when she's played over the years.
It's coming out of that level and matriculated into the college level. If I was a coach at college, I might spend one practice. All it is layup drills.
You use the word numbing. I think that's a pretty good description. Still a 9-point lead. Samantha Azoff.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a blocking foul.
That's the right call. Azoff didn't do anything to cause Zorich to hit the deck, and then she's on the floor and causes her to trip, so that becomes a blocking foul. She's not even arguing it.
Just a second foul on Zorich.
That's always a key in my book. If you notice the player is not arguing the call, then those watching should not argue either, if a coach and player seem to be understanding of the call.
Hassan, who's a starter for Redlands, not in the game, playing with 4 fouls, 4 assists, no turnovers. 3:04 to go. It's a 9-point lead.
Wow, right.
And now it's 7. Nice inlet pass, and converting is Haley Burchard.
Yeah, Redlands completely lost track in the middle of the floor there.
She had been 1 of 5 from the field today before making that. Now a 7-point game. Perkins with it. Looking for Wick. 16-foot jumper is good as it's knocked down by Colby Zorich. Torch with 16 points. Been up and down today, but hitting them when her team needs it, and that's going to be a reach-in foul here on Redlands.
Bonus situation for Bridgewater. Go to the line, shoot some free throws here. As Hassan returns.
Hassan, again, we mentioned playing with 4 fouls. Returns here for Carly Hicks, who's called for the foul. Burchardt's got 6 points. 2 of 2 from the line, 5 boards in this one. Big free throws for her team right here. And knocks down the first. 2.5 minutes to go here. Bridgewater has refused to go away. They were down as many as 17. The deficit is now 7.
No, Redlands has all of its timeouts remaining. That means they're going to have a chance to move the ball up the court if Bridgewater executes their full court pressure.
And
out of bounds.
Standing on the sideline right in front of the Redlands bench.
He said it bounced out of bounds, and Rich Murphy thinks it got tipped out. I didn't see it get touched. I'm not on the right side of the court, don't get me wrong. So a big turnover here. Bridgewater State, you got to execute here.
Here's Azoff with it over to Van Etten. Approaching 2 minutes to play.
Ooh.
Driving baseline and blocked going up. And Redlands comes up with it. It's McElroy with it.
Might not even block it. She might have just lost it. I don't know. I couldn't tell.
Definitely got a hand in there, did Redlands. Here's Perkins with it. Hit for Redlands. No, that's knocked away. Who comes up with it? And it's going to be smart play there by Zorich.
Yep.
As she threw it off of the leg of Bradbury. Looked over her shoulder, saw she had no options, and used the wise one. And Bridgewater will bring back in their big, as we'll see Emily von der Linden return, the 6'3" rookie. So a heads-up play there by Zorich to retain possession. 96 seconds left. That's knocked away and stolen here by Gallagher. Gallagher, fast break layup. That is good. And lo and behold, it's a 5-point game, 68-63. And now the full court press back on.
Last time was a 5-point.
And stolen away by Azoff. Azoff, the layup is good by Burchard.
Last time it was this close was 8:42 in the first quarter.
And Bridgewater State has roared all the way back. The Bears are within 3. It's a 1-possession game as Redlands calls a full timeout. We'll take one as well. This could be an exciting finish. 67 seconds to go. Stay with us.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
I injured my shoulder when I was practicing platform diving. It was a blessing in disguise. When I went to physical therapy, I realized this is something I want to do. That's when I changed my major to physical therapy. I want to inspire people to do whatever they love doing. I'm fortunate to have Cliff as my coach. He made me believe that I can get back into diving after my injury to prove that nothing can stop me from chasing my dreams.
And we are back here, 107 to go. See if Bridgewater puts the press back on. You expect them to do so. It's been successful, Dave. Why not?
Well, they haven't used it a ton in the second half. It was very successful in the first half.
Well, they've been strategic now about bringing it back as they put the pressure on, and we approach 1 minute remaining. They got about 4 seconds to get across the timeline here. Hassan is trapped, and that's a 10-second call. Turnover. Another one on Redlands against this pressure, and Bridgewater has the ball. 57 seconds left. A 3 could tie it. Suddenly, what did we say? Redlands had 9 turnovers, and Bridgewater had 17. Now it's 17-17.
Redlands got up 5-0 in this game, and it hasn't been closer until now.
Ball in the hands of Burchard. Gallagher with it. Gallagher down low, too far in front.
Man.
As she's looking for Van Etten.
Well, and here's where the timeout. This is where I hate this rule. Redlands calls timeout. It's under a minute. They get to move the ball up to the 29-foot line. It negates the opponent's ability to cause a turnover and get the ball back. It was put in, thanks to Gino Oriyama and others, for entertainment value because the NBA had it. It's a dumb rule. It absolutely neuters a team's ability to come back and get turnovers and force plays and even get wins. Now you're going to have to do it on your other end of the floor where they've got the entire floor to work with to get out of your pressure. I don't like this rule for this reason right here. Bridgewater's worked their way back into this. They shouldn't be punished because you held on to timeouts and you get to escape to the 28-foot line.
A lot of times when Dave gets on his soapbox, I disagree, but I can't find a fault with anything you just said, my friend. I agree with you.
It's not entertaining.
And if anything, it's strategy, but...
Man, Redlands gets to kill the clock now.
Well, Bridgewater needs a stop. McElroy with it. Bridgewater's done a good job of forcing turnovers in the last 5 minutes. They have forced 9 of them. 14 seconds to shoot. 24 on the game clock. Ball in the hands here of Perkins. Wick with it. Wick driving. Wick spins. Wick throws it up. No good, but it gets her own rebound and kicks it out. And now they can bury the clock.
Now they got a foul, yeah. That was a huge offensive rebound.
Bridgewater had its opportunities. Couldn't get the passing needed in the lane on offense and couldn't get the defensive board here. And now.
But what a difference, right? What if Bridgewater got to have their whole full court pressure on and force Redlands into decisions in their backcourt and maybe turn the ball over again versus they got to play a half court set defense. Like, that's what I don't think it's fair.
And if you're expecting Redlands to miss from the line, that is unlikely.
Yeah.
Again, one of the best free throw shooting teams around. They're now 15 of 15 in this game. With 10.3 to go, they'll have one more.
Just 5 of 5 in the second half. They haven't gone there much.
And they've made them all. Timeout, Bridgewater. They will now advance the ball. So while I agree with Dave completely on his assessment, and I think that's a very good take, at least Bridgewater will have it on equal footing.
Yeah, at least they get to move it up. Great. But they're only moving it up so they can get a shot at the basket. They're not worried about Redlands' defense. That's my problem. I mean, if we want to find a twist that only the trailing team can call it and move it up, fine. But that's not fair either, right? Like, shouldn't punish the leading team in that case either. I think it just kills teams' ability to utilize something they clearly are good at all game long. That's the other key. We're playing 40 minutes of basketball, and for the most important minute of the game, Bridgewater can't use the one thing that has worked the best for them all game long.
We'll do a quick game reset. Bridgewater State jumped out to a very early lead, led 24-11 after one quarter, led 38-24 at the half, but Bridgewater State, the Bears have kept prowling and have outscored Redlands here 21-11 in the fourth quarter. Redlands has led by as much as 17 as they look to improve to 8-1 on the year. They're 10.3 seconds away from doing that. Bridgewater, a must-score possession right now. They got to do it quickly. Azoff wants the three. That's going to be short. And McElroy comes up with it, and that should do it.
That wasn't a good look. That was a rush three, and she was moving to her left. She wasn't even squared as she tried to stay away from a defender. Unfortunately, not the greatest look that they could get.
So Bridgewater, in their first ever trip to the D3 Hoops Classic, appears like they're going to lose their 8th game in a row to fall 1-8 on the year. And it'll be 2 heartbreaking losses. They had Whittier dead to rights yesterday. And the Poets wrote the script to come back, and
Yeah, they had Whittier by 20 with 3 minutes to play in the game.
And they did so much to draw back into this contest and just couldn't finish the story.
And they did the same to Redlands here, down 17. But they just couldn't complete the deal.
Bridgewater will take the quick timeout. I mean, I've seen
By the way,
crazier.
missed free throw, that's the first.
Yeah, first miss of the game. Wow, 17 of 17 before that miss. So Bridgewater will advance the ball. I've seen 6-point comebacks.
I have as well.
I mean, remember the NJCU Rowan men's game that made it on SportsCenter, where they
No, that one in particular I decided to forget.
6 points in 2 seconds. So I've seen it with my own eyes. It's uncommon, but they're going to have to get a quick 3 on the inbounds and a quick turnover and a quick 3 is the only way this math works. Otherwise, Redlands will take the short drive back to Redlands, California.
And I checked
with a W.
Bridgewater State's roster. There is no Reggie Miller on the team.
Well, it's a good time to tell you that Bridgewater is 4 of 15 from three-point range today, 27%.
By the way, Redlands has to be careful because Occidental is lurking.
I see you pointing.
You see the logos? What's the left logo?
Oh, boy.
Occidental's lurking behind Bridgewater.
Hanging out. They're in the saloon. Maybe we should go there after this game.
I won't leave.
Here's Bartlett to inbound it quickly. He's off down low. The layup won't go. You needed a 3 there. That won't be nearly enough. And Redlands able to hold on, surviving here today in the desert as they knock off Bridgewater State, last year's MASCAC champion, 71-65. Redlands improves a 4-0 all-time in this event. The first ever meeting between these schools goes to the team from California over the team from Massachusetts. Good game today. Redlands definitely showed some vulnerability, though.
Yeah, the idea that they're going to get top 25 vote, I think they will get votes, but I think they could have gotten more with a more convincing win over Bridgewater State. Yes, MESCAC champs last year, but this is now a 1-8 team who is struggling. And so whether Redlands gets a lot of attention, we'll see how much they get out of it.
Redlands had 4 players in double figures, led by Zorch, 7 of 19 shooting at 7 boards and 4 assists. Wick had 12, 4 of 7 shooting, 9 rebounds, but committed 5 turnovers in this one. Hassan coming on late and finished with 11 points, 4 of 8, 4 assists in just 19 minutes of action. And Perkins had 10, including a pair of 3s and 4 rebounds. McElroy had 7 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, did a little bit of everything for the Bulldogs. Bridgewater State had 2 players in double figures. Sullivan Van Etten finished with a team high 15 on 6 of 8 shooting. And Burchart came on late to finish with 10 points and 5 boards. Van der Linden, 14 rebounds to lead all players on 9 points as Bridgewater drops to 1-8 on the year. As Dave continues to have success killing pests.
And Bridgewater was 7 of 29 in the first half, including 2 of 8 beyond the arc. They were 17 of 33 in the second half. That made a huge difference.
Well, Redlands able to do just enough as they improve to 8-1 on the year, and as Dave said, very likely could be on somebody's ballot come the next voting on Monday. Final score in this one, 71-65, as Redlands is 2-0 perfect out here at the D3 Hoops Classic. Our final women's game of this year's tournament will be coming up next, as will be Whittier taking on Wesleyan. And then we'll have 3 men's games later today to finish out the 17-game slate. For our entire crew, Pat Coleman, Ryan Coleman, Gordon Mann, and my fly-killing buddy here, Dave McHugh. I'm Ira Thor. Thank you for joining us. Redlands able to knock off Bridgewater State by 6, 71-65. 20 minutes, we'll have more basketball action right here on D3Hoops.com.